Men I Trust released their latest album, Equus Caballus, on May 6th. So this was like earlier this year. It's a companion piece to Equus Asinus, which arrived earlier this year. With their second release of the year, the Quebec based indie dream pop trio offers not just a departure from the elegant refinement of their signature sound, where Equius Asinus explored some new sonic direction. Um, Equius Caballus, oh God, I keep saying Equius Caballus, Equius Asinus. So the Asinus is a donkey. So we're talking about a domesticated donkey was the first project, and this one is a domesticated horse. Um, so all equestrian related in that sense. I still haven't really fully pictured. I haven't really figured out why those themes on these two, but I digress. Um, this project leans more into what the band does best. It is the result of some of the most gorgeous, emotionally resonant sounds to date, probably. This is the epitome of whispercore. Prepare yourself, right? For those unfamiliar, um, Men I Trust, so you got Emma, who is the vocalist, the guitarist. So she's the one with the whisper chord that I'm talking about, right? Then there's Jesse Karen, he's on guitar, does bass, and Dragos is on the keys. Their music has long been defined by these sort of hypnotic textures with the whispering and the disco adjacent synth heavy production. Um, so you're gonna be engrossed with the understated guitar. There's these, of course, the smooth, airy vocals, which I'm calling whispering. Uh, it is a blend of sound that, oh, man, that the way that bass guitar slaps, dum, 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 it's like it is. It's like a signature sound for them. So you know them, and they're unmistakable. You know them when you hear them. The album is less heavy in it's the album leans heavily on layers from the air synth, the gentle guitar parts. Sometimes it might sound filtered or modulated, so it feels like it drifts in and out. But I feel like that's the way that I feel like it was intentional. That's what it designed to be, to kind of like just the way her voice carries you from track to track, and from even a climax of a particular track to a hook right into the verse. She shepherds you into the thing. It sort of like feels just drifting in and out of the whole mix. Things can get quiet and then louder when it needs to have the impact. The dynamics here are always balancing loud and soft, busy and sparse, and it's all carefully managed in this 80s retro um, influence thing mixed with these modern mixed sensibilities. Again, carefully curated. The mixing is clean. There's digital clarity with the subtle effects that supplement whatever track that you may be on. The guitars are sometimes warped even, but everything comes together and serves the mood, whatever mood the particular mood that they're going for that particular track. Speaking of which, these are some of the ones that really spoke out to me, like from the jump. To ease you, this is the opening track of the project. It sets the tone with optimism. It's clean. The guitars are in the interplay with the guitars is subtle. It is um it's very on rhythm. It keeps the same time. the gateway. It ends up being a strong gateway to the rest of the project. It's definitely one of the ones that sets the stage here. Another Stone comes up a few tracks later, and this one is a little bit slower, but it's reflective. It's filtered through these acoustic riffs, and it carries this emotional density. Billy Toppy comes further down the list here, and this one is probably the most anticipated and hyped of the newer singles. Um, it's giving some of that more anthematic synth pop energy.
This is
I
culturally
love
inappropriate. This is
whose
culturally
song is
inappropriate.
this? The Better Half. This joint is funky, right? And it's like I love me some a funky groove. I love me a funky groove. It has moments with the guitar work that just it gets um a little bit dissonant and just a little bit weird. And it's all like happening in interesting ways. So I love that track. So that's a good one to like step your toe into if you like heavy on the bass, right? Worn Down has this chorus that is catchy and it builds nicely. That's the second to last track on the project. That's actually the last track on the project. I'll talk a little bit more on that in a second. But Eris Wait is the last track on the project, and it's an instrumental, and it's like only 2 minutes long, so it almost feels like an interlude, but it's an interlude at the end of the project. So really, I think like Worn Down is like the last legitimate track on, but I like what they did there. I do like how they did that. And it just leaves the atmosphere sort of lingering, right, towards the end of the project. Like, is it over? Is it to be continued? Kind of sort of thing. I love that how they put that together. Um, Equus Caballus doesn't reinvent the wheel for Men I Trust, but it's a confident, polished ride through this terrain that they're building towards. They are making their tracks for their listeners who enjoy subtlety, introspection, and a blend of that blend of nostalgia. It's dreamy, it's melancholic at points, yes, but it it's comforting. There's a bittersweet quality that I think everybody can relate to. Personally, that's why I think it's worth a listen. It's the kind of record you have to live through that you actually have to listen to multiple times. Um, Give it multiple listens. It's the okay. So where would it would be dope? I think if you can have like if you can manage this without disturbing other people's peace, it would be dope. I think to maybe go to a park, grab your blanket. You know what I mean? You sit down in the park. Maybe have a friend. Yeah, a friend. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner, but have a friend. Have a Bluetooth speaker and put that and turn that thing up and just like listen to the natural sounds, take in the natural landscape, and like you're not there to talk. You're not really there to have a conversation or conversate, as the kids may say. Um, you're here to listen to the album. There you go. A two-person listening party. That's your date. Hmm. Seeing this a lot. Maybe I might need to take some notes here. Okay. But that this album slaps for that. It's dope. And then you have a lot to talk about after that. Trust me, if you was struggling for conversation. I'd say it's like this. Equus Caballus is Men I Trust leaning fully into what they do best. It is moody, it is atmospheric, it's textured, emotionally resonant and nuanced with enough sonic variation to avoid like sounding like their stuff is on repeat, right? I think I think they leave you off with an impression of clarity. A gentle reminder that sometimes um, the quiet moments hold the most truths. And that's why I think the closing track is very much um well placed. It's an instrumental track. Sounds like an interlude. But after you listen to Worn Down, and to have Eris Wait come after that, I don't remember if it was a continuous segue. It feels like it was. Let me see what this thing is like. Where is it? Eris Wait. So if I go here, is it a continuous segue? I don't think it's a continuous segue. It sort of is because Worn Down ends with a crash. Mm-mm. Nope, not a continuous segue. But sort of a little bit because it Worn Down ends with a crash, but then there's silence at the end of that crash. It just doesn't end the track. There's about 4 or 5 seconds of silence, and then it picks up with Eris Wait, which is with the drums. I think it is a segue because the previous track ended with the drums, and this one picks up with the drums, as in terms of a drum solo, with some ambient sounds in the background. So, yes, the quiet moments, the moments without the lyrics, landing that plane, and thinking of what's next.